I see a buddy of mine from high school doing comedy that I never thought would do it. And I go see his open mic that was at like Boston University. And you see what an open mic is. You're like, oh, most of these people have no idea what they're doing. Like, I can at least fucking try. Like, oh, that's all that happens is nothing. Like, everyone's just quiet. That's worst case scenario in comedy is nothing happens.
Yeah, that's amazing how so many great comedians were inspired by somebody who shouldn't have been doing it, and then being like, that.
Welcome to some happy hour. And now your host with the most, Sammy Obeid.
Hello, how are we feeling? Woo! We are celebrating 420. Happy 420, everybody. We are also celebrating Earth Day this week, so happy Earth Day to everybody except the Earth, of course. Not doing so well. And then, of course, we are today celebrating a guilty verdict. All right. People ask, what do you drink when a police officer is finally held accountable for their actions? And the answer is just ice, everybody. Just ice. NASA made history this week. They landed a $85 million helicopter on Mars, proving that no matter where in the universe, helicopters are a waste of money. This week was very important because everybody in America over 16 is now eligible for a vaccine. So one way or another, if you leave your house, you can get shot. This is good news. The Biden administration will no longer use the term illegal alien. Yes, they'll be replacing it with non-citizen. Great. Can you now release the non-citizens from their cages? In sad news, the president of Chad has died. It sucks, but he will be honored with a 21-gun salute, a bong rip, and a keg stand. Chad, bruh. This week, 45% of Texans said they would vote for Matthew McConaughey as governor. 45%. 50% said no, and 5% said, all right. Ted Nugent has tested positive for coronavirus after claiming the pandemic was a hoax. So please, everybody, send your thoughts and prayers to the virus. Let's have some fun today, everybody. I'm sorry, this is like super unprofessional. I forgot an essential part of the script for today. I just need a few minutes to get it together. Sorry. While I'm getting it together, everybody can just like relax and just kind of keep it quiet because we're trying to record. We're trying to get some B-roll of the show and we just want to get like a very still shot. And whether you're high or not today, like no judgment. I know we can't tell who's high or not, but just if you could just stay in your thoughts, whether you're high or not for a few moments. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something.
How long have I had this itch? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Haven't blinked for 6 minutes. Is that a world record? I'm awesome. The voices are back. No, I won't. You can't make me. No, please, I'll be a good boy. Did I take my mom back to that nursing home, or is she still in the park? Remember getting in the car? It's probably fine. Take me home. Think of me. Sammy thinks he's so funny. Internal monologues? Really? This is so not funny. You know what is funny? Dogs with feather hats. Should I be here if I haven't been vaccinated?
All right, I just I got the script. Actually, apparently we do not have a sketch prepared for today. Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay. Our guest today is incredible. I've worked with this guy many, many times. It's so nice to have him here. Actually, we were supposed to do a show together last year on this very day, but he had to cancel because he had something that was much, much better. So I wanted to remind him that he can still do shows with only 25 people. So everybody give it up for our friend Drew Dunn!
Hey, what's going on? How are you, Sammy?
How's it going, man? Good to
man.
see you, dude.
How about you? It's been a while.
I know, it has been a while. Actually, I just said last year. It was actually 2 years ago. We were supposed to do a show on 420.
Oh yeah, where was that supposed to be?
It was in Vermont. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be. It did happen, and it was horrible.
Oh,
You
good.
really dodged a bullet there.
Beautiful. Yeah, usually
what a top
3-hour drive plus 420 usually aren't a good mix. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Drew, I asked Drew to come do some college gigs with me, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do them." And then he showed up to 2 of them, and I'm like, "Oh, how long did it take you to get here?" He was like, 3 hours. I was like, "Why are you doing these shows?"
I just like hanging out with Sammy, especially in the college environment. He's a very educational man. A lot of math getting thrown around.
So educational. I show up 30 minutes late to the show with my belt half on. I think I actually got some complaints on one of the shows that not about you, but it was about me. But the good old days, man. I miss them.
Yeah, I know. We always kind of gloss over, I think, when we think about comedy, about all the shitty parts of it, like not knowing where to stand when you get to like a full bar show. Like I just had to do that for the first time in a while. And I was just like, I fucking hate this. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Right. Yeah, I miss being half lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now I got a full on ring light. It just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I miss being in a show where they're like, "All right, here's your stage," and you're like, "Can people see my face?" They're like, "No, just be funny."
Yeah,
okay.
Right. Yeah.
So Drew,
I did some Zoom college shows. I'll say that those are a nightmare. By the way, I mean, picture we're doing this right now, but there's nobody else. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, they really tried. Like it's bittersweet because they're like, "Oh, don't worry, you can still do your college gigs. We're just gonna do them on Zoom." And then literally like 3 or 4 people will show up to them. But you want the money, so you're like, "Oh no!" You tell the other colleges like, "Yeah, the Zoom shows have been going really well. You should definitely do a Zoom."
Yeah, it's just a bunch of people lying to each other that they're great, and then nobody shows up. I mean, and then the people that are there just scrolling through Reddit, and it's not like the colleges are gonna like lower their tuition and reduce their budgets in any way. So they'll just keep spending the money, and I'll be happy to take it whether I'm here or there.
Right. They really do score Reddit. That's funny because I did a college show, and then after somebody tagged me in a post, college comedian hits rock bottom. So I was like, all right. Good times.
Beautiful.
So where are you right now, Drew?
I am in New Hampshire in my in-laws' home. Yeah. They don't know I'm here. I just snuck in this window. That's why I'm trying to keep it quiet.
You do spend a lot of time with the in-laws. I remember you telling me you were, going to see them or something like that. I mean, they're nearby you, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've been living with them now, especially since COVID, just because we were about to move to New York, and then we're apartment hunting, and we were like, all right, we'll just go there next week, find a place and move in, find my wife a job out there and everything. And then they were like, there might be a lockdown next week. And we're like, we'll wait a week and then it'll all settle and then we'll be good to go. And now it's April again. So yeah.
I think that's a good screenplay. You're like, now you're trapped with the in-laws forever.
Yeah, I just call it blue balls. And
oh man. Well, I feel for you, man. But you're still able to get on the road, right? I've seen you've been doing some gigs.
Yeah, finally. I had some decent shows over the summer where I was doing like some campgrounds, a lot of outdoor stuff. And then I actually just went to Arizona because they officially decided science is over there. They did it for a little bit, but they officially said no more of that. And so I was actually able to record my album out there. It was something I was trying to do right before the pandemic hit. And they're at full capacity and stuff out there. And so I was actually able to get some good shows in. And I'm all antibodied up. So I was pretty carefree as far as like, I mean, I wasn't carefree. I'm still wearing a mask and sanitizing and all that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too worried about, being in that environment for the first time in a while. So it was nice. It kind of gave me hope for things getting somewhat back to normal. I mean, if Arizona can do it, so can we,
Yeah, for sure. we can all just ignore facts.
Yeah. Well, eventually we'll all be vaccinated or dead, right? So that's kind of the
right.
idea.
Absolutely,
and then we'll be back to normal.
It keeps things clear cut. And you said you were antibodied up, and just to be clear, that means you got COVID like 20 times, all the different strains, to make sure you got the good stuff.
I got them all actually injected. As a new one came out, I have a guy, and I called him. I was like, "Give me some of the Brazil one. I just got last week."
You got that South African? I need that South African.
It was like an allergy test. I was just getting them pricked all up and down my arm. So figured, if I'm going to, bring children into this next world, I want to make sure they're strong. So I got to give them every possible thing I can.
Now, sorry if this is too personal, but are you guys thinking about having the little ones?
Eventually, I definitely don't think right now is the best time to do that. So probably in the next few years, all I know is that my wife's gynecologist keeps saying, it's getting close. You better hurry up. And it's like, lady, we're not even 30 yet. Fucking relax.
Yeah, just gotta wait till Fauci says yes. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Once Fauci comes on and says, Drew, you're good to go.
Once the little one allows you to have little ones, that's
right.
Great.
Exactly.
So you've been married for what, 5 years now?
5 years. Yeah.
Boom!
5 years.
I knew it. That was such a lucky
right
guess.
Oh man, Rain
so.
Man.
Did you meet in? This is actually a dating show. Did you meet in college?
Is she here right now? Do you guys have her back?
She's fine. She's right behind the door behind you, man. Oh, that's funny. I thought the brown thing was the door, but that's the wall, and that's the shade.
This is the
what an illusion. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought like you were in your in-laws' boiler room or something like that.
Yeah, there's actually no wall right here. This is actually outside if you just keep reaching.
So did you guys meet in college, or did you know her from before that?
We actually met senior year of high school. So
awesome.
There's 2 different high schools in my town. I went to each one for 2 different years. So I went to there's North and South. I went South freshman year, North sophomore, junior year, and then South senior year. And then I went back.
Exactly. You don't put it on Facebook.
I definitely put it on Facebook.
Don't put it on Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, back then you put everything on Facebook. You got to kind of go back and check to make sure you didn't put too much on Facebook back then. A lot of people getting in trouble for that stuff. So kind of going back to that high school again, because reconnected with my friends, and I also just met people I never met the first time around. So that's where I met my wife in marketing class, and then we've been together ever since. It's a lovely story.
Wow, what was your sales pitch?
I stole her computer. That's how I initiated. She had the good computer, you know what I mean? And I just the next day I just sat there, and that's how you initiate the conversation. So if you're trying to get with a girl and you don't want to do the Tinder way, just steal something of hers,
right?
And then she'll have to come talk to you.
That's funny because I forgot, back in the day there was computer lab. There was computers for everybody. I thought you meant you actually stole her laptop.
No, I didn't steal her
back.
bag. No, I sat in her seat that had the good computer because most of them just hadn't been blown out with compressed air, so they were just that's all they really had to do to fix them. But what are you gonna do? I actually almost started a fire one time in a computer lab class. I was
really
because we knew one of the outlets was broken. At least that's what everybody said. Just nothing worked in it. So I was just playing with a paper clip that I had straightened out, just putting it in and out. I was like, see, I told you it broke. And then as it came through, the bottom connected with it, and then just sparks went up everywhere, and it immediately burned all my fingers. And I'm looking around and the teacher's just head down at her computer. I was like, dude, how bad is this lady at her job that she didn't realize that she made fireworks in the corner? And nobody asked any questions. I just went to the next class with freaking paper towels on my fingers. Yeah.
I take it a computer broke though. It wasn't working after that.
No, the outlet. It was just the outlet. It was just it was an actual physical outlet in the wall. And I see. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm really lucky to be here today, Sammy.
Man, so And you graduate high school. At what point did you decide you want to be a comedian? Because I know you started relatively young, right?
Yeah, I started when I was 21. And I was trying to be a baseball player my whole life. So that's like what I was doing. That was the only reason I like went to college, was to try and do that stupid idea. And sports are stupid. Quit earlier. That's all I'm gonna give everybody. If you're a young kid going like, should I spend a bunch of money to? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Yeah. So then I basically got hurt my senior year of college and decided to not like redshirt and start a graduate program and just put myself further in debt. Because even then I was taking classes going like, oh, I'm never using this. Oh yeah, marketing, business. Yeah, that's great. Other people are gonna have to use this. I'm never using this stuff. Just knowing I wasn't gonna be that like 9-to-5 business guy. So I get hurt in doing baseball, and then I see a buddy of mine from high school doing comedy that I never thought would do it. So I was in that lull of doing nothing, but I always thought about doing stand-up ever since I was a kid. I just loved it. Like my dad introduced me to it when I was wicked young. And so it's always something I thought about, just kind of being a goofy kid. And I go see his open mic that was at like Boston University, and you see what an open mic is. You're like, oh, most of these people have no idea what they're doing. Like I can at least fucking try. Like, oh, that's all that happens is nothing. Like everyone's just quiet. That's worst case scenario in comedy is nothing happens. Yeah. So, and then that kind of gave me the thought to do an open mic, and then it just kind of all starts snowballing from there as it goes.
Yeah, that's amazing how so many great comedians were inspired by somebody who shouldn't have been doing it, and then being like, fuck that.
Yeah, just some guy. And don't get me wrong, like the guy who initially did it, he's a good friend. He ended up going more of the writing route and stuff. But to see everybody else, I'm like, oh yeah, it's usually the bad ones that get you like, hey, I can do this too, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
man, that's great. So you picked it up 21, and you made some waves pretty quickly. You won the Boston festival. You won the Seattle competition. Boston was first, right?
Yeah, and then before that, I had won like just a couple local competitions that kind of like snowballed into their own stuff. Where like when I was like 2 years into comedy, I ended up doing the Great American Comedy Festival in Norfolk, Nebraska. That's like all sponsored by the Johnny Carson Foundation and stuff. So
yeah,
and that was all off of winning some competition that was like at an Italian restaurant in my hometown that got me a free class with like Eddie Brill, which he used to be the Letterman booker way back in the day.
Yeah, right.
And doing the classes is kind of what got him in trouble in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. But you get the class and it's just you doing 5 minutes with a bunch of other comics. And then he just is the guy that also happened to book that festival. He just hits me up. And then I went another local like Boston contest. I was through D.A.R.E back in the day. Shout out to Dick. He's just roaming around the country in an RV right now. So love you, Dick. And then Boston came first. And then the next year I did Seattle. And then the year after that, I got the Just for Laughs audition and ended up doing that in the summertime.
Amazing.
And so it was always kind of a thing in my head that I wanted to kind of just keep building on something that I did the year before, you know, like I didn't want to get something and be like, I did it. Now I just get to do the thing, you know. Like when I won the Boston Festival, I used that to try and get a college agent. I just started hitting up people on their websites and see if anybody would message me back now that I felt like I had a little bit of like leverage on my side, you know? And then kind of the same thing with Seattle to do that. And then help that get like the audition in the first place to then, have the opportunities and now everything behind me to just kind of keep building and building and building. And then 2020 happened. And as we all know, that was probably one of the best years for stand-up comedy that any of us have experienced. So I've just been kind of trying to do my own thing, make as much content as I can, get on stage and do shows where I can and keep things moving. And now that things are finally starting to open back up, like Mass is open, New York is starting to open and do shows. I was able to kind of do the stuff that I was planning to do before that, being the album and just kind of putting out whatever I can. But yeah.
Oh yeah. And for those of you who haven't seen Drew's stand up, check it out. I mean, he's a joke writer. He can do characters. He can do voices. It's just an all around one-stop shop, as they say.
I'm the Walmart of comedy. Yeah.
Dude, there you go, man. That's going on the website. See, that marketing class wasn't for nothing.
Exactly.
But what is it like? Do you have a different a bigger goal than just stand up? Like, do you want to do movies? Do you want to act, or or is stand up really the dream?
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what I do, it's all going to be to help grow stand-up comedy, whether it's be in movies and act or write a show. Like, the backbone of everything I want to do is going to be revolving around stand-up, because I think that's what you have at the end of the day. Movies can fall away, like all that stuff goes away, but if I can maintain doing the thing that A, got me in it in the first place, and B, that I've just fucking love, like there's just nothing else like it, then everything else is going to be to help grow the fun of that. So yeah, I mean, I want to try and do like SNL. I did an SNL audition last year, all remote and everything like that. So I got some good feedback as far as things that they liked, and I made it through a few rounds, I guess, as far as what I heard. Whether or not that's bullshit or not, I don't know, but it was still fun. So that's something I definitely want to pursue. And just kind of everything right now. Like I'm writing pilots, I'm trying to write movies. I'm just trying to kind of keep myself as busy as possible, grow my portfolio of skills. Because you never know where you're going to end up. Like, I love animation, but I also love live action stuff. So I want to kind of make myself as pliable as possible to try and do many things at once, similar to yourself, honestly. I mean, you're just kind of taking this whole fucking COVID thing, but like, hey, how about go fuck yourself and I'll make 9 shows, So no, I love that, dude. That's what it's all about,
Well, when you said 2020 was a great year for comedy, I thought you were being serious, because it was my best year yet.
But yeah, no, I definitely admire that about you, man. You kind of took what a lot of people would have called a halt, and you grabbed it and used it as an opportunity. So it's fun to see, man, and you're making opportunities for other people too, which is sick. So that's what it's all about.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It's called taking lemons and making them into lemons over Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. Lemon zest at the very least.
I want to bring this up because our friend Kelly is here. A couple years ago, I took Drew. We did a vegan, an all vegan fundraiser show.
Yeah.
Kelly, shout out to Kelly. And this is how brave of a comedian Drew is. He one of his jokes is about hitting a deer.
A beaver.
Oh, beaver? Was it beaver?
Yeah, it was a much less common animal and much more admired by
much more endangered species list. Yeah. Just it was such a pleasure to it's I bless you, Kelly, and all the vegans at the show, but it was so fun to watch everybody's reaction and Drew being able to navigate through that joke while still keeping everybody on his side. So after seeing that, I was like, I got to take him to a feminist college, and I did a few months later.
And that's where I really let him have it with the pussy jokes. Let me tell you,
you brought it back with the beaver, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I love about comedy, though, is kind of being able to challenge people without pushing them over the line. Like, how far can you push a vegan talking about accidental animal abuse before everybody's either with you or fucking hates your guts? Where's that line? Like, that's the fun part of comedy. It's like it's fun to joke about stuff when you know what's right or wrong, but it's really fucking fun when you have no clue and you're just like, oh, I know you don't like this sort of, but I'm gonna get you to.
It is the beautiful thing. I do miss it. So are you anything coming up for you? Any weekends coming up or anything like that, or just?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Minnesota. I'm doing the House of Comedy out there in the Mall of America. That's gonna be May 20th through the 23rd, and then I'll be in New York for probably the first week of May. I'm gonna try and be there as much as possible over the next few months, and then that and just kind of bouncing around New England. I'll be at like the Mohegan Sun on a Sunday and stuff like that. So yeah, all my stuff's on my website if you guys want to check it out, DrewDunnComedy.com, and I post it all at Drew Dunn Comedy. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, yeah, check it out, everybody. And then, but before you go, we have some fun games to play. Yeah. You ready for some games? Some 420
game.
All right, let's everybody welcome our resident game host, Keiph.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
What up?
All right, so we have 2 games. First game is going to be Truth or Dare.
Okay.
So it's not like the usual Truth or Dare. Everyone remembers the D.A.R.E, D.A.R.E.
With the dots, with the periods, yeah.
Yes. So basically, we're gonna You have to pick truth or dare. If you choose truth, then I'll give you a question that you must answer. If you choose dare, I'll read a scenario from a dare worksheet, and you pretty much have to walk us through how you're going to navigate this scenario.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
Truth or dare?
We start with me. I want to dare. I want to hear these dare scenarios.
Hell yeah.
All right. First dare. You are walking to the store with a friend and you decide to take a shortcut through the park. Your friend notices that a group of students you both know are up ahead. You have seen this same group of students in the park smoking pot. You feel uncomfortable seeing these students, but you've never discussed this with your friends. You don't want to join these students because you don't want to get involved with drugs. How can you plan to avoid this situation?
Man, me and this person don't have a lot in common. I'm going to start off with that. What I would do to avoid drugs in this situation is not walk over to the people smoking drugs. I think that would probably be my first step. I know this is I might be thinking a little too far outside the box on this, but in order to not smoke drugs, it's hard because they come and get you sometimes. They really come after you at the drugs. Yeah. Especially so many people want to give them to you for free that it's really hard to avoid a situation like this. But worst case scenario, I would have if we have to walk past them, I would have my friend walk on the closest side to them just in case there is a secondhand smoke. They would get it and not me because I don't want to get involved in drugs.
Wonderful.
That was a fucking close one.
Do I answer this one too, or is that just for Drew?
Yeah, no, you can answer. How would you handle this?
I would sell the drugs to them because you can't get high off your own supply. So by default, you can't do the drugs at that point. Yeah.
Then crack commandments.
Yes.
All right. Truth or dare? Drew, go ahead.
I'll do truth this time.
Okay. What is a secret you've kept from your parents?
That I smoke weed. That's not even a joke. Sorry.
Do they know that you smoke now or no?
No, they probably know of it, but I still keep it very secret. That's what keeps it fun for me. It can be legal but still illegal in my own head.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah.
Then do you have any secrets?
From my parents?
Yes, from your parents. We all have secrets, but yes, from your parents.
That I wish that they I wish they treated me more like shit, so I didn't have the confidence that I do.
All right.
And just to reiterate, I so agree with what you said, Drew, because as soon as my parents turned all cool and got accepting of me smoking weed, it just totally lost all of its luster.
Yeah, so. I still want to sneak around a little bit. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun to keep Febreze next to you.
Oh, I missed that, man. I missed the Visine and
yeah, exactly.
And we used to spray Banaka in our mouths too. That was the good old days, man.
I got Altoids.
Or dare.
I think we have to go back to the dares again. I need another scenario.
Yeah. Your parents are going to be out late, and you
they are.
Your brother inviting some of his friends to come over. They have smoked pot at your house before when your parents weren't home. You're worried about them getting high and wanting you to join them. You don't want to get your brother in trouble, but you also don't want anything. You don't want anything to do with them. What can you do to avoid this situation?
I think that this is probably the night that I succumb to the drugs. I think it's unavoidable. This is a trick question. There's no way to avoid this. Your brother is never going to think it's cool again if you disagree with him once, especially on something as cool as marijuana. So I think this is the night that I just throw caution to the wind. I don't worry that once and you're hooked, because that's how it works. Once and then you're hooked. And I just join them and probably start really enjoying it most of the way through. Like at first I'm freaking out because I'm like, what is happening? Why is my shirt? I can feel every piece of cloth on my shirt. Why can I feel that? And then all of a sudden everything will start being pictures, and then I'll think, whoa, is this fine? And then I'll see everybody else having a good time, and then I'll calm down and really start to enjoy it. And then after I really start enjoying it, I'm gonna realize, wow, I'm probably gonna want to feel like this again, and I'll probably steal some from my brother and his friends, and then hide that in my room. Right. And then I think probably a week from that day, my parents would grow suspicious because they would smell some sort of closet that didn't get aired out, and they'd be like, "It smells like marijuana in here, Jeffrey. Do you smell the marijuana?" And then they would search my room, they would find it, and I would be set off to some sort of correctional facility, and that would really change the course of my life. So. That's the only answer I think to that scenario. I'd like to see how Sammy would navigate.
I would call the cops. My brother goes to jail. I get the house to myself. I never really liked siblings anyways, so
go to snitch, and I'll
go to when in doubt, snitch. Really,
yeah. That's literally your two options: is become addicted to drugs forever, or call the cops on your brother. So
yes, exactly. Snitches, they say snitches get stitches, and that's true. But then they go to heaven after that.
That's true, and you also you get small awards along the way. You know?
You do, yeah.
All right. Would you like a truth or a dare?
This is the final one, right?
Yes.
So choose wisely, Drew.
I want to do another truth.
Another truth or another dare?
I want to do a truthy dare. Give me your truthiest dare you got.
The truthiest dare. Okay. This isn't a truthiest. Who's the last person you creeped on social media?
I don't really creep on people on social media. Honestly, it was probably Sammy, just to make sure that there wasn't a specific theme or like move to the show. I was like, all right, what is this? Where was he last? There's gonna be some sort of pop quiz about a past guest, and I needed to do my research. That was the last person I creeped on, was the man above me in this Zoom call.
All right.
Good answer. I mean, we know it had to be a man. He's a married man. It has to. He's got to be. Yeah.
Of course. I don't look at women on social media. That would no. I only follow men, and it's not. If a female comic even tries to talk to me, I say, "Get the fuck away from me. I'm married. How dare you?" I don't speak to other women.
He's the Mike Pence of comedy. He's the Mike Pence of comedy.
I just never blink, but I never look in their direction either.
That is truth or dare. Thank you both for playing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So we have one more game. This is pretty quick. This is called Pot or Not. So I'm just gonna give you some names. You tell me if it's pot or not.
Beautiful.
All right. Yesterday's paper.
That's not.
That's actually pot.
Wow.
That is actually pot.
Is that one that helps with memory skills or something?
I don't know. Cinnamon sticks.
Are we alternating, or am I guessing them all?
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, can you explain? I kind of missed the premise of the game. It's 420. I'm sorry. I think I'm pot. I'm definitely pot right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Simple. It's pot or not. I'm gonna give you a name, and you just guess if it is pot or not. So yeah, I'll give you and Drew opportunity to guess, and then I'll let you know if it's pot or not.
But what do you mean the name?
If it's the name of a strain, I think. If it is
hello.
And then you get bonus points if you guess indica or sativa correctly, right?
See, this is why like on like Fallon, they show that like the host goes over the games first so that he doesn't have to be like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah. I would love to see this game on Fallon, by the way. Maybe in 10 years they'll be able to do that. Yeah. He'll just be slapping the desk. They're all pot.
Right. It would be the same thing, but for but for alcohol names.
Yeah, right.
So okay, yeah. So you said cinnamon sticks?
Cinnamon sticks.
Hey, there's got to be a pot named that. Yeah.
This is not a pot name. At least
Oh,
not
come
Yeah,
on.
that's just an ingredient, man.
Yes.
It's also a thing on the item on the menu at Taco Bell, I think. Oh, that's a twist.
That's a wasted opportunity. Give it one more year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How about poodle paws? Poodle paws.
Voodoo paws. That's either.
Poodle.
Poodle.
The dog.
Oh, poodle paws. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say yeah.
Sammy.
You're gonna say yeah, as in not.
As in no.
pot?
As in that is
pot.
pot. That is pot. Yes, pot.
It seems it's so random, so it seems like we should say pot. I'm gonna go contrary. I'm gonna say it's not.
Correct. That is not pot. It sounds like a great name though. I would name Kim Pot that. Banana.
Poodle paws.
Like the grass that gets caught in the dog's paws. You know what I mean? I probably should have thought of that. I wouldn't smoke that.
How about banana hammock? Banana hammock.
I mean, what a missed opportunity if this isn't pot, right?
Yeah, right.
It has to be that. That's pot. Yeah, that's pot.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with pot too. It's definitely not a common strain, but
Not a
yeah.
common strain. However, it is pot indeed. Yes.
An indica too, I bet.
Indica into hammock. Yeah.
Indica, yeah, exactly.
All right. 6 shooter. 6 as in the number 6 shooter.
See, my brain just starts going patterns. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, we've had 1 pot, 1 not, and we had 2 not, and I'm like, okay, let's. I didn't even listen to the name. 6 shooter. I'm gonna say not pot.
I'm gonna say not pot as well, because that's just it's pretty violent.
I've never smoked this strain, but this is a
6 shooter.
Wow,
yes. Sounds deadly, right?
sounds intimidating.
Yeah.
Yes. Dyson Whirlwind X.
All right. See, here's the problem: is that it's fucking stoners naming all the fucking weeds, so it could be any of these. Like
That's why this game is good. Yeah.
I think now that weed is legal, you can't use Dyson. You know what I mean? Like they would have to sponsor it, and I don't see them. Like unless there was I wish there was like a Dyson gravity bong or something though, because that would be wild. And then they just come on the commercial, it never clogs ever. It's just ripping Dyson. I think it's not.
Yeah, I think it's not too, but like that what a brilliant name for pot, like just like a naming after a vacuum. Like it just sucks all the intelligence out of you for an hour.
It's like the little pack that comes with the Dyson.
Yeah.
The sample kit.
Yeah.
That was not a pot strain.
Okay, good.
Sweet. There is hope for humanity.
Yeah, no shit.
How about lint roller?
That's pot.
Yeah, that sounds like pot.
Because some weed does look like it's covered in lint.
Right?
Especially after you like take it out of your pocket.
Yeah, this one's like super hairy. Yeah.
It's actually not a strain. It is not pot.
Yeah,
Well,
marketability.
Yeah, whoever did the writing for this game needs to make weed strains, because I think we just found a good career for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think that's an actual job? That people just name strands of weed?
I mean, that he probably has other things. He or she or they have other things to do. Look, what I'm trying to say is that yes, that is my part-time job that I do.
I think if that same person, like they test it out, they get high and they're like, all right, what do you call this? Lint roller.
Yeah, the banana hammock guy's just wearing it as they come in. We don't need to tell us. We got it. Yeah.
It's like banana hammock.
I got another one. I don't think I said this one. Cat piss.
No.
That's a weed. I think I've actually smoked that before.
No, you just inhaled the fumes of cat piss. That's not smoke.
I've smoked cat piss before. So if you're gonna say it's not, then it's incorrect.
All right, I'm gonna say it's not, and I hope I'm right, because then you got lied to.
It's actually, it is pot. It is.
Okay.
My
good.
friends are honest people,
I'm
Drew. They're
glad.
the most
No, I want-
honest.
Look, I had to put them to the test, okay? Because we can't just all agree with them. Somebody's got to challenge them for your safety. They're out here just marinating your nuggets in fucking cat piss. It's not what you want.
It was good stuff too. It was definitely laced with something. Yeah.
Ammonia.
Yeah.
I got one more.
One more. Great.
Vintage shag carpet.
Wow.
Vintage shagged carpet.
Yes.
This is the toughest one of the game,
Yeah.
dude.
Vintage is throwing me off, but that makes me think it is one. It is pot. Final answer.
Yeah, all of those words sound like they could be in a very esoteric pot name, but the fact that they're together is very suspect. So I'm going to say no.
I just picture the guy who named it High laying on a big shag carpet that's vintage. He's like, this.
Make sure you add vintage. Make sure you add
No,
vintage.
it has to be vintage. The new shit, they don't make it the way they used to.
It is not a.
What the fuck? All right. We got to start a business.
Oh, man. Seriously. Shout out to whoever wrote that.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you
Sweet.
for playing pot or not.
Thank you,
Thank
Keith.
you.
Wonderful job again.
Yeah.
All right, folks. You can find Drew on his socials, on his website. We'll put it in the chat. And thanks again for stopping by, man. Really, really good to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. Good to see you too. Thanks again for having me. Fun times.
Of course. Now feel free to let yourself out the door behind you.
All right. Yeah. See you later.
All right. Catch you soon, man.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, man.
We have an amazing musical guest for you today. This guy, I've seen him do his work on the KO shows, and we met a few years ago at NBC Stand for Diversity. Everybody make it loud for our friend Nell Ghosh!
Woo! Hey. Hello. Thanks, Sammy.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm alive. I'm a little stony. Not gonna lie. Want to just kind of mess around
with this board, a little stony.
Yeah, let's do it.
How are you, man?
Oh, pleasant. I'm pleasant.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good feeling to have today. Just pleasant, just for 1 sec. Oh man, that was incredible. Seeing you guys come up with a business just like that on the spot. That's pretty sick. But yeah, man, what's the deal here? How's everybody feeling? Good? Do you want me to just go into it, Sammy?
Yeah, just go into it. Do what you do.
Word. Well, let me explain this a little bit. It's a looping machine, so we're gonna make some stuff up. I really liked in Drew's set. I like the idea of having blue balls in your parents' house. That tickled me. That tickled me.
So
away.
real.
So let's see. And you guys, can you hear that?
Oh,
Yes.
Sick. All right. I got blue balls at my parents' crib. Ooh, I got my girl over and we're hanging out real real smooth like. Then I make a move for a hand. Oh, and then I hear my mommy talking. My mommy's talking from upstairs. Neil, are you two downstairs having a little? Are you make sure you're using? Are you using the protection? Oh, goddamn, mama. Oh well. So I'm sorry. I just kind of came down here. I just want to make sure. Oh, are you guys watching Shrek 2? Huh? Damn, that's kind of nice. I got blue balls at my parents' crib. Ooh, I got blue balls at my parents' crib. I fucked it up. I fucked it up. At the crib. Oh. Got the blue balls at my parents' house. Got the blue balls. I got the blue balls at my parents' house. I got the blue balls. Blue balls at my parents' house. Got the blue balls. I got the blue balls at my parents' house. I got the blue balls.
Yeah. You know that feeling that you get sometimes when you hanging out and you getting a little frisky. You getting a little frisky with your partner. Maybe it's 420, maybe you smoke a little bit of that banana hammock. Smoke a little banana hammock and then you like, oh wait, by the way, I have a banana hammock on. And your partner's like, God damn, that's real high, yo. But then your papa comes downstairs.
I got the blue balls at my parents' house.
Your papa's also Willie Nelson, yo. And he's really high all the time. He goes, son, why you smoking on that banana hammock? Banana hammock, the neck hammock, the
Hey, oh. It's just thank you guys. Thanks. Fuck, man, I got like more high the further we went along that. I'm not sure what the second half.
Hell yeah.
What the second half of it was, but sweet. Let's see. You guys.
I'm feeling super chill.
Fuck yeah. Hey, thanks guys. Thanks Kelly. Thanks KO Comedy, the admin. Happy 420.
Happy 420. Happy 420, everybody. We're coming to you live from an igloo in Antarctica. And we're brought to you today by our sponsors, Chili's. Chili's, Antarctica. You want to know how Chili's it can get?
They just had a DJ on?
Chili's Antarctica.
It was awesome.
We're here celebrating 420. I'm Big Coos. Maniac. I'm here 101.1 The Ones. And we've got our friend Chris out there. Chris, how's it looking out there on the field with that new sizzling fajita from Chili's?
Oh, it's hey, Coos. It's fabulous out here. So this penguin meat, I tell you, is just absolutely delicious, hearty. It's sizzling out here. It's cold. I tell you, it's cold. But this penguin meat is just absolutely delicious. just as delicious as the hits that we keep playing here on 101.1 The One.
All right. Thanks so much. Penguins, outside penguins. Penguins, the coolest bird. Penguins, are they birds? Penguins, birds. All right.
Are they birds? Someone's hungry for penguins. Yo, that's kind of wild, Joe. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's not what I intended this for, but goddamn, go eat that penguin, man. You gotta go to Antarctica to get the tastiest penguin. But the question about penguins is they have hearts. No, but even non-mammals have hearts. Birds have hearts, but like they're warm-blooded, right? Because they have to be in Antarctica. I don't know. I have to go. I genuinely have to go, but it's like I just want to. Are they birds? Can anyone in the chat just tell me if penguins are birds? Is someone in the chat just confirm it? Nobody, please. Nobody. Nobody, help me out. I can't see your mouth, nobody. Yes, they're birds. And yes, they're delicious. Thank you guys so much for having me, KO Comedy. Much love to you guys. Please hit up my YouTube, yo.
Yeah, dude.
Gotta monetize. Happy 420, everybody.
Happy 420.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace.
Yeah, give it up for Neil,
Sammy.
everybody. Thank you. Thank you for rocking it. Thank you so much for supporting this show, for coming out and, getting high with us, being high with us, being sober with us. And I just want to make it clear, because, sometimes people don't get that everything in the show is a joke, but we do not support D.A.R.E. I want to make that 100% clear. So everybody, please go on, do as hard a drugs as possible, harder the better, and celebrate this auspicious day. Eat some penguin, get some blue balls, all the themes of the show. Play on a vintage rug. Huh? Get a little play on a vintage rug. All right, I probably should just quit. That was a very broad statement. All right, thank you for coming to So Happy Hour, everybody. Yeah. I can do music too.